Hello and welcome back. Today again a video out of the series products that are okay and good but didn't make it into my roster. And today's topic will be the Nordmann pomades or Nordmann pomades. A product out of Germany, all wax-based pomades, really are defined, which I would grade according to their core structure alongside their stickiness. They have a graduation on their top of their tints, are these helmets, and this is basically a graduation of the stickiness of the respective pomade. Again, these pomades are basically designed or produced for people who like pomades rather than a new Nile or a Sweet Georgia Brown. So this falls into this category. The reason I tried them, again, was predominantly because of their ingredients. And one of the major ingredients that enhances hair growth is the retinol oil. Again, as you may know from our prior videos, the reference pomades so far are the Michael Gillot pomades. Again, also out of Germany. And I can say in advance when I tell them didn't make it into my roster, the Michael Gillot pomades, for me personally, I rate them much higher. But why? So let's get to the core points or details and into their similarities. Again, what I pointed out is these categorization of these pomades, the helmets are not graduating the hold, they are graduating rather the stickiness. So today we have the Morgan, we have the Votan, and we have the Donar. All right, so what is it about all these pomades? So basically, when you look at the core features, all the core characteristics hold, they are a 10 out of 10 in pretty much every category that you know I usually rate. Heat, 10 out of 10, wind, 10 out of 10, and rain, 10 out of 10. Applicability to all hairs, all hair types, sorry, no. For people with thin and fine hair, this will make your hair rather shiny through. So people need a normal hair growth to be with this product. The next thing is the easiness to scoop it out and the applicability. The easiness to scoop it out is actually given for all really easy. The Votan, which is supposed to be the strongest one, is a cream or a salve. Again, also the Donar. The more or less more waxy one is the Morrigan. I would compare it with the Bone Crusher in its texture. Not in its performance, but in its texture and scent. Also not in its scent. Then the easiness to apply to your hair. Again, doesn't matter if you have dry hair or if you have wet hair. That doesn't matter. It is very easy to apply basically to all hair types. And that's it for the similarities among these pomades. Now the differences. The differences come when you look at the scent. The Votan is basically, a lot of people will find similarities when you walk into an Indian restaurant. Why? Because it is a mixture of incense and sandalwood, and a really strong one. You will be the main source of a smell or a scent when you enter a room. This is radiating, all right? And it's really special. You have to like the scent of a mixture of incense and sandalwood. That is really strong in this one. The Donar is basically also a room note, very familiar who knows oceanic lavender. That is basically what characterizes this pomade. It is not as strong radiating as the Votan, but it is also has a perfume note. Okay, so you will radiate it approximately some meters. And the last one is the Morrigan. The Morrigan has a vanilla note, unfortunately a cheap one, in combination with a coffee bean note that is on the ground. But on the front, there is definitely the vanilla note. Now, what is it that makes this pomades special and not didn't make it into my roster. Again, these pomades characterize themselves as sort of their stickiness. So if you like a New Nile or a Sweet Georgia Brown, you will like all of these, okay? These are your pomades. But again, these are very special pomades. And, you know, for me personally, I always felt like I was overburdened with pomade. I had like this weird feeling, although I didn't use much, I had this weird feeling that my head was only consisting out of pomade. And especially regarding the Votan, the scent was so intense that my whole apartment smelled after this. So I was really in a rush in terms of the donor and the Votan to wash it out. Regarding the Morrigan, well, you know, the scent is sort of subtle, but it's on the front. But it comes across, unfortunately, rather cheap. It is not a strong vanilla note, and the vanilla note it has is rather not where you say, okay, that's a quality one. Basically, from its key characteristics, all these pomades are easy to apply, have a good texture, will get the job done in terms of hold under several weather conditions, but they are, unfortunately, I can say, inferior to the Michael Gillett pomades, which are also the castor oil based pomades. Also by the ingredients list and by the scent. And something that is also common amongst all these pomades is, unfortunately, they stain, and they stain their environment. Most markedly is the Donar. If you have rather bright hair or white hair, you cannot use this because this will stain your hair or give your hair a rather blue type of color. The Morrigan and the Votan will stain your hair rather brown, although that is a rather subtle note that it will give to your hair. But you will see it 100% when you try to wash it out. Then a lot of ink comes out of your hair. Well, again, so there is not much unique I can point out in comparison to the Michael Gillett pomades because unfortunately they don't match with them. But again, if you are a person who likes pomades like the Sweet Georgia Brown or the New Nile, you will find a good and decent pomade in these brands or in all these pomades. I hope I could give you a bit of an information which you can take along. I hope you're well and you're healthy, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.